Hey kids, it's me, Teacher A. In this video, we're going to have logic symbols and basic truth tables. Okay, are you ready? Okay, let's start. Before we start our discussion, let's review some logical operators or some logical connectives. Okay, so here we have negation, conjunction, disjunction, conditional, and biconditional. So, dapat komportable na kayo dito because I am now going to introduce symbols for each of these logical operators. Okay? We will also discuss the truth table for each logical operators. Okay? By the way, what is a truth table? A truth table shows all possible truth values of a proposition. What do you mean by truth values? Okay, the truth value of a proposition is either true or false, but not both. Okay? Ano naman yung proposition? Okay? A proposition is a declarative sentence. Alright? That is either true or false, but not both. And we use lowercase letters of the alphabet to represent propositions. Okay? Ang usual na ginagamit na lowercase letters ay P, Q, R. Okay? Sila yung usual na ginagamit. Okay? So, let's have our first truth table. Of course, magsa-start tayo sa negation. Okay? So, let me show you the truth table for negation. Okay? Eto siya. Okay? So, here, di ba, we use a lowercase letter P. So, ito ang ating statement or proposition P. Okay? Ang isang proposition is either true or false. Di ba? Okay. Ganito ang itsura ng negation niya. Di ba? It's like negative P. Okay? But in logic, ang basa dyan, we read this as not P. Okay? So, pag nakakita kayo ng negative P, binabasa yan as not P. Okay? Tapos, paano ba tayo mag-negate? Okay. So, if you have a true proposition, okay, ang negation ng true statement ay false. Okay? Tapos, kapag naman negate ninyo ang isang false proposition, ito ay true. Ganun lang. Alright? Okay, so very easy. Let's move on to the second logical operator, conjunction. The conjunction is defined by this truth table. You see it? So here, we have two statements, P and Q. Okay? Tapos, i-combine natin yan. Okay? We are going to connect these two statements or two propositions. Ano nga ulit yung word? Connective word kapag conjunction? And. Okay? So, nakikita nyo ba ang symbol na to? P and then an inverted V and then Q. Ang basa dito ay P and Q. Okay? So, madali namang tandaan, no? Kasi ang letter A, parang letter A yung inverted V. Okay? Okay, and then don't forget that your P and Q are called conjuncts. Okay, let's study the table for conjunction. What do you notice? Okay, so here are the truth values for the conjunction. So, kailan lang true ang isang conjunction? Kapag ang pinag-combine natin na propositions ay parehong true. Okay? Otherwise, kapag nahaluan ng isang false, tingnan nyo to, ang P ay true and then Q is false. Kapag pinag-combine ko sila using the word and, false ang magiging sagot. Okay? Same here. Yung P ay false and then Q is true, if I combine this using the word and, it's false. Okay? And then lastly, if the two statements are both false, kapag pinag-combine ko yan using the word and, false ang combination. Okay? So kapag gagawa kayo ng statement, careful kayo kapag ang gagamitin nyo ay word na and. Okay? Kasi totoo lang yan, totoo lang yung statement ninyo na may word na and if the two propositions are both true. Okay? So, yan yon. Diyan lang siya true. Let's move on. What about disjunction? Okay, ito naman, this uses the word or, right? So, let me show you the truth table defining disjunction. Ito yon. Okay, so, again, we have two statements here or two propositions here, P and Q. And then, ganito natin siya i-combine. Okay, we have a V here. And we read this as P or Q. If you have like this. Okay, P or Q. Okay, and don't forget, your P and Q are called disjuncts. All right? Okay, let's study the table. What do you notice? Okay, so tingnan nyo ha. Kailan lang siya false at kailan naman siya true. Okay, if you have a disjunction, ibig sabihin you're connecting statements or propositions using the word or, if at least one is true, ibig sabihin basta may isang true, totoo yung statement. Kunyari ito, T or T. So, true statement or a true statement, if you combine that, it's true. Okay? What about the second one? True or false? Kapag pinag-combine ko yan, it's a true statement pa rin. Okay? Kasi may isang true. Same here. Dahil may isang true, true pa rin. Okay? Magpo-false lang ang isang disjunction kapag parehong false yung statements na pinag-combine. Okay? So, please take note of that. Yun lang yung aalalahanin nyo sa disjunction. If you have a disjunction, true siya palagi if at least one is true kapag may isang totoo. Okay? Magpo-false lang yan kapag parehong false ang pinag-combine ninyo using the word or. Alright? Okay. So, next we have conditional. The truth table defining the conditional is this one. Okay? So, nakita nyo, we have, again, two statements or two propositions. And then, ito yung symbol. Kapag conditional, you have an arrow. Okay? From P, an arrow from P going to Q. Okay? And how do we read this? Ganyan. If P, then Q. Ganyan nyo siya babasahin. Okay? And then, don't forget, ang tawag kay P ay hypothesis. And then kay Q, we call this as conclusion. Okay, let's now study the truth table for conditional statements. Anong mapapansin ninyo? Okay, kailan lang siya false? False siya if true ang hypothesis, kita nyo, and false ang conclusion. Doon lang. Otherwise, true lahat ang value ng isang conditional. Okay, again, don't forget, false ang isang conditional if you have a true hypothesis and a false conclusion. Okay? Yun lang yung kailangan yung tandaan. Lastly, we have biconditional statements. Okay? So let me show you again the truth table for biconditional. Here. Okay? So again, we have two statements or two propositions here. And this is the symbol for biconditional. Two-headed arrow. Okay? Nakita nyo, oh? Okay? So paano to babasahin? Ganito. P, if and only if Q. Okay? And what do you call again the propositions P and Q in a biconditional? They are called components. Okay, let's look closely at this truth table. Ano naman ang mapapansin ninyo? Kapag meron kayong biconditional, true siya, kita nyo? True siya kapag ang pinag-combine mo, okay, using the connector if and only if, kapag yung two statements ay parehong true at parehong false. Tapos false naman ang biconditional kapag magkaiba ng truth values yung dalawang pinag-combine natin na propositions. Kita nyo? Okay? So please remember that. Okay? True lang ang isang biconditional kapag parehong true or parehong false yung pinag-combine ninyong propositions using the connector if and only if. Alright? Let's now have a quick review of our short lesson, okay, on symbols and truth tables. Okay? First question, which denotes disjunction? Okay? Alin dyan ang logic symbol for disjunction? It is letter A. Yeah? Okay? Binabasa yan as P or Q. Okay? What about letter B? How do we read this? P and Q. Right? Actually, it is a conjunction. What about letter C? Paano natin binabasa yan? Not P. It is a negation. Okay, what about letter D? How do we read that? P, if and only if Q. It is a biconditional. Alright? Okay. Second question, which denotes negation? It's very easy, right? It's letter C. Okay, more. Okay, so here, let's try to complete the following truth tables. Okay? So here, yung first table, okay, we have P and Q. So this is the truth table for conjunction, right? And what do we know about conjunction? True lang siya kapag parehong true yung pinag-combine natin na statement. So dito lang siya true. The rest, false na. Okay? Yun ang conjunction. Okay? Dapat parehong totoo para yung combination ay totoo rin. Okay? Kapag nahaluan ng isang false statement or false proposition, false na yung combination. Alright? Okay, let's move to the next table. It is the table, the truth table for a conditional. Okay? Ano yung naaalala nyo kapag conditional? Kailan siya false? Kapag true ang hypothesis and false ang conclusion. Diyan siya false. Okay? Tapos, lahat na true. Okay? So, ganun mag-memorize ng truth table. You need to memorize all the basic truth tables kasi gagamitin natin sila kapag naging complex na yung mga propositions natin. Okay? Alright. So, what about the third table? How do you read that? P or Q. It is a disjunction. Kapag naman or, okay, kapag may isang true na statement, true yung combination. Kahit false yung kapartner niya. Basta may isang true, true yung combination. Okay, using the word or. Okay? Ganyan. True lahat yan. Kasi if you check, may isang true na statement or proposition. Okay? Dito. Okay? Both true. Okay? Here, ito, yung P ay true. Dito naman, si Q naman ang true. Okay? So, as long as may isang true, yung combination ay true. Pero kapag pareho ng false, obviously, false ang combination. Okay? Kapag gumamit ng word na or. Alright? Okay, let's do more exercises. So we have here 3 propositions. Okay? Propositions J, K, L. Right? So here, we're looking for the logic symbol for the proposition If a soft answer turns away wrath and a harsh word stirs up anger, then a wise man listens before speaking. Okay? So, tingnan nyo yung major connector na ginamit dito. See it? If, then. And then, since multiple choice ito, tingnan ninyo dyan kung alin dyan ang may symbol, okay, logic symbol for if, then. Diba? Yun yung may arrow, not double-headed arrow. Right? So, obviously, we cannot have letters B and D. Kasi if you check, double-headed arrow sila. Okay? So, kung if then yan, merong hypothesis. Okay, nasan yung hypothesis? Yan yon. Okay? If you check the letter, the lowercase letters corresponding to these two propositions, those are letters J and K. Okay? Tapos, na-combine yung dalawang proposition na yan using the word and. So, you should be having J, tapos an inverted V, K, right? And then, what is the conclusion? This is represented by a lowercase letter L. Okay? If you check, the correct answer is letter A, right? J and K. If J and K, then L, right? Okay. This is the last set of exercises. Okay? So, we fill these blanks by true or false. Okay? So, let's have number 1. The truth value of every proposition may be blank or blank. May be true or false. Right? But not both. Hindi pwedeng sabay yun. Okay. Number 2, given that P is true, the truth value of the negation of P, okay, ito siya in symbol, not P. What can you say about the truth value of not P if P is true? Okay, it is false because the negation of a true proposition is false. Okay, remember that. What about number 3? The truth value of all conjunction of P and Q. So you recall the truth table for a conjunction. So medyo sensitive ang conjunction kasi true lamang siya kapag parehong true ang P at saka Q. Okay? So our answer here is the truth value of all conjunction of P and Q is false. Diba? Tatlong false yun. Kasi pag may isang false, false na yung P and Q. Okay? Except for the case where P and Q are both true. Kasi kapag parehong true ang P and Q, true yung conjunction. Okay? Number 4. What about disjunction? Ang disjunction naman, that's P or Q. Kapag may isang true, true na yung combination. Wala ka nang pakialam dun sa kasama niyang statement. Okay? If at least one is true, true na yung disjunction. Okay? Kailan lang magiging false ang disjunction? Kapag parehong false ang P at saka Q. Alright? Okay, what about number 5? We have here conditional. Ano naman ang meron sa conditional? Okay? True siya sa kahit anong possible combination ng P and Q, right? Except for conditional where P is true and Q is false. Kasi if we have that case, yung conditional natin ay magiging false. And then lastly, we have the biconditional. Okay, anong masasabi nyo sa biconditional? Kailan siya true? Kapag parehong true ang P at saka Q or pareho silang false. Okay? Kapag magkaiba ang P at saka Q, ang truth value ng biconditional ay false. Okay? So all you have to do is to understand the truth tables for each logical operators. Okay? So I think that's it. I hope you learned something from this video. Please don't forget to like this video, share this video to your friends, and please subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. Thank you for watching. See you in my next video.